Tempered Dynamo. So you know that I got that the other day from Raid, so I'm going to review this gun. It's been a long time since I've been excited about reviewing a gun, because when I first started using it, it was one of those guns that I didn't really like at first. Every time I use a 700 to 740 charge rate, I just never really cared about it because they're so quiet and the recoil is kind of like weird on it. But this gun is a main ingredient that has perfect vertical recoil pretty much. That's what the Tempered Dynamo kind of is, with a little different charge rate with the, new scopes on it or whatever, the Forge scopes. So like I said, main ingredient, kind of side by side. This one doesn't have as much range as main ingredient, but it hits more range shots than main ingredient because of its better kick pattern, and I like that about it. It isn't that agile when it comes to sweeping, but only with this scope. If you change it to the top scope, which is the Rasmussen scope, it gives it a tiny bit more handling. It's a flip scope, glass type scope that I'll show you in a minute. You don't really notice that much of the handling until it's in a situation where you notice, oh, it's because I got this scope on, is why I landed this shot. And most of the time it's when they're really close to you because of shots like that. The Rasmussen scope is really great at close range and hip fire, and really great at just lined up range shots, but not sweeped range shots like this scope is good at, basically. Like I did that shot there. It's really good at those. But it gets really hard to handle when the opening shot procs on top of its vertical recoil. The gun kind of goes to the right or left, diagonal and up. So it's kind of a weird, thing to handle on console, trying to do that on a joystick or whatever, but I wish it didn't kick as much, but it's expected out of a gun that does this much damage, and what it is basically. So it's not supposed to handle like a 660. It's supposed to handle like a 700, but you kind of get a 660 feel with it. But it just, I don't know, man. I don't really have any complaints about it, to be honest. I just wish I had auto loading on it instead of opening shot, even though the opening shot pays off sometimes on range. I'm going to show you the top scope with the Rasmussen and show you just how it kind of bounces around a little bit more. So right there, just boom, boom, kind of zigzagging around. You feel yourself hopping around a lot more and just being a little more agile. It kind of encourages you to play like that with it because you'll notice it starts feeling a little bit lighter, almost like your sensitivity got turned up a little bit, but not too much. It just handles all this close range combat way better. I'm also not sure of all the scopes you can get with this gun, but Rasmussen and the Mayrin scope are the only ones that I know about. So if you have a different one, let me know. I'd like to know if there's other options you can get with this. I'm happy with the flip scope that's on right here. I think it handles way better. I can see more in front of me because it's not, this big bulky scope. It just, you kind of just line everything in front of the red when it shoots pretty much. Hip fire range has the same range as the Mayrin scope. It just has a little bit more damage fall off, but the close range combat being so much better pays off by having this scope over the Mayrin scope. And I'm not even using this with my rockets or other abilities or grenades, so imagine if I'm incorporating all that. I'm just using fusion rifle right now. Normally I would throw my grenade and hopping in and doing stuff, but I'm just trying to see how long it lasts, how many shots that I'm taking while I'm charging it and maneuvering versus like a timeline vertex or the main ingredient, how often I'm landing all the rays and stuff. I'm trying to put myself in all situations while using this, and all night I was just tearing it up pretty much. That's how this gun performs. It's the best 700 in the whole game. 7 to 740, it's the best 7 series in this game, no doubt. No complaints here, man. You get the range, you got the 660 abilities, you got it all, man. You got rampage proccing. It just isn't as lightweight as timelines, but the payoff is you got more damage. But like I said, it's not going to take place at timeline vertex. It will for Fallen and it will for Cabal. But any other faction, I'm going to go timelines with it, just because they're kind of an easier kind of faction. So timeline just smooth sails through them pretty much, so it's not really needed for the extra damage. But I would appreciate it against these Cabal, because I usually have a little bit of a time trying to mix abilities with timelines, with melees, just to take things down sometimes. So I do like having this rampage proccing. I'll show you another few situations that this gun kind of just beasts through. Falling right here, you have damage fall off, but it's an orange bar and it still takes it off, and I didn't even nail all the rays. So I have my first rampage procced, take that guy out, and just start charging in, accidentally knock a rampage. That happens a lot too. There'll be enemies behind you, and because it's such a high damage, it'll proc the rampage with some Scion or Vex or whoever that's kind of just chilling in the background. Even against the wizard phase, just mows right through them. Really easy to proc all your rampage because of the 3 that gives you 1, 2, and 3. So just proc those, take it down. But normally I would rocket there or grenades. So like I said, when you kind of coordinate your other abilities with it, hit fire, bunny shots are really decent on it. I mean, Scourge of the past might be worth farming now. I haven't been this excited about a new gun in a minute, but that's not to say that I'm going to be using this every time I live stream or anything. It's still good, but I do like the versatility still about timelines. I just like how ninja feel that it kind of is. I don't know. But against Scorn, they're the most maneuverable, whatever, kind of like on the move type AI. So I wanted to check it out against them as well, and it of course performed perfect. So I don't know, man. It's just, it's the best 700 in the, it's the second best fusion in my opinion in the game. Timelines in this are kind of like where it's at in my opinion. Not counting the, you know, handicap ones like Telesto and Jotun and stuff. I'm talking about for like the normal fusions, it's second place. Because most people would say Jotun because it's, you know, tracking, no damage fall off. But as far as like a normal traditional fusion, this is beast. This triple shot right here. Kind of do a C shape with the sweep. It's really good about that. It's not as consistent as lucky shots that Timeline's Vertex will do. So if I like slide in a room and do like a quick 180 and charge, just hoping that it hits something, Timelines is really good about just nailing those where I can listen for target and just aim towards the where I hear. But this gun doesn't land it as often. But like I said, that's kind of like not that big of a deal at the same time, you know. Feels cool when they're there, but this gun just shreds, man. You have to get Rampage though. That's just the rule, man. Kill clip, I feel like the reload's way too slow. You can't be reloading after a red bar just to get it procced, you know what I mean? You need that climbing damage with it, especially with the 8 rounds. Just keep on building it. And like I said, it doesn't really need liquid coils because it's going to take the same number of shots as the Timeline in most situations, except for yellow bars and against orange bar, Cabal, like, you know, the fat dudes or whatever. But yeah, man, shredding these Scorn to pieces. Even against this big ogre. Takes 4, but I could have, you know, pulled out my submachine gun and finished that dude off. I like being able to hop around like when I'm trying to kind of dodge and reload with it. And then all of a sudden, this freaking dude out of nowhere, this guy. So I go back in, and this is when it's cool to mix in your other weapons with it. If you run out of ammo, just toss that grenade in, toss that rift down, and then get the trackless waste going to work with the arc soul. I love the trackless waste. Get shredded on. That and arc soul couple really well when you're in those oh crap situations and you're out of ammo. Boom, kill clip to the dome. Reload it. Once I reload it, the kill clip is going to end, but I'm going to put that double kill clip back in it by tumping off a few rounds and reloading it again. And you know the end of that story. But yeah, bros, get you a tempered Dynamo. And when you get it, you're going to be like, alright, I need to get really good with this gun. I can see myself a few months from now using this, just being like godly with it. But if you want to kick it sometime, chat on the Discord. Anybody can join it. Send me your clips. I'm still down to put you some Guardian Spotlight. If you got some cool thing that you did, Sparrow trick, it doesn't matter what it is, link it. Everybody always has some kind of clip. You can help promote your channel. You can do whatever, man. If it's cool, get everybody some freaking spotlight in this mug. Also, merchandise, teespring.com/Ristopheles. If you want to help me grow, help me support my channel as well, to help everybody out across the universe, I would really appreciate it. But again, Guardians, I am Ristopheles, and I will catch you all next time.